Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Repulsor beams, arc reactor technology, missiles, and whatnot. You guessed it right, guys, it's the Iron Man. Today in this Crazy Ones video, we are going to find out the science of Iron Man, or how you could be the Iron Man. "47. This is the number of years that has been since the first Iron Man's comic was released. Strange as it sounds, Robert Downey Jr., the character who portrayed Iron Man when he was 47 years old, The Avengers was released, which grossed over $1.5 billion and became the first ever Marvel film to do so. So coming back to the topic, science of Iron Man, or could you be Iron Man? I mean, we can, right? There's Oculus Rift, there's Google Glass, there's Microsoft HoloLens, there's 3D ruler, there's structure sensor, there's Siri, there's IBM Watson. And in physics, there's quantum teleportation, quantum superposition, quantum gravity, not yet proved yet. But we have a lot of options. And in arc reactor technology, in nuclear technology, we have the tokamak reactor in development, we have the Lockheed Martin reactor in development. So yeah, I think we are capable of making it. Or are we? So let's move on to the topic and see what we've got to make the Iron Man possible. Or the science of Iron Man. Whoosh! So let's start with Iron Man's armor. Iron Man's armor is packed with light interface, weapons and whatnot. Contrary to its name, it's not actually made of iron, except the first suit, the Mark 1 suit, was made of iron in a cave, and the other ones are probably made from some high-tech stuff, maybe gold, titanium alloys. So in reality, we have a lot of options for making something like Iron Man's armor. First of all is nitinol, which is nickel and titanium alloys. Nitinol is strong, it's light, and the best part about it, it's heat. I mean, sort of. Nitinol can be deformed at one temperature and can resume its original shape or structure when heated above its transformation temperature, which is a fancy word to use. Another material which can be used for Tony Stark's Iron Man armor is carbon-carbon composite, which is mostly used for space shuttles nose tip. It's strong, but the worst part about it, it's brittle. But it can stand up to a lot of temperature, about 2300 degrees Celsius, which is approx 2/5 of the sun's temperature. So even after all this, it will still weigh a lot for him. So you will need exoskeletons. Currently, exoskeletons are used for medical purposes and not for military and other weaponized stuff. So recently there are a lot of development projects that have been taken for the US military. One of them is Hulk, one of them is Talos and whatnot. So I mentioned the links in the description, you can check it out, it's pretty cool. So even after all this stuff, all the exoskeletons, all the materials, nitinol and whatnot, Tony would need to tinker a bit for its armor, for the Iron Man's armor. First of all are repulsor beams. These aren't exactly laser beams but are compressed neutron particles. As neutron particles can't travel much in the atmosphere, compressed air is sent with them to assist the neutron particles. Currently a toy was made which actually depicted repulsor beam, but it was actually a laser beam. Another technological marvel of Stark is gravitons, which is sort of like gravity guy. Gravity. Currently, it is so awesome that it is still in development of research. It is a theoretical project now. Currently, a theory known as quantum gravity is being developed, and it can prove their existence if it exists. So Stark is genius, we can say.
It's impossible. Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave! with a box of scraps!
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not Tony Stark.
Today, augmented reality is at its best. First of all is Google Glass, which was one of the virtual reality sets, but due to some design problems and other stuff, its sales were closed. Recently arrived headset is Microsoft's HoloLens, which is quite cool, you can see.
More immersive ways to play.
These all are pretty expensive, so Google has started a project called Google Cardboard, through which by two things, your Android phone and its DIY pack, do-it-yourself pack, you can make your own VR headset, virtual reality headset. And Oculus Rift has also started coming up with this type of approach, we can say. Another awesome thing about Stark is Jarvis, which is just a rather very intelligent system, as people say actually. So currently, I think there are two scopes for this. First of all is CD, which most of you are familiar with. It's the iPhone's VR system. And another one I think you are not familiar with is IBM Watson. It actually is a cognitive recognition system, which is a self-thinking computer, and it thinks, it processes on its own the data. It's just given the data, raw data it is given, and processes on its own. You can see the videos on the link, and I'll just show you a quick look at it. So Stark would need to tinker a bit, have to combine the fluency or the human accent of CD plus the knowledge or the self-thinking of IBM Watson, which will be quite awesome. Another thing is arc reactor technology. Basically, arc reactor technology is nuclear fusion. Tony's arc reactor does nuclear fusion to provide self-sustainable power. Here's how nuclear fusion works. So let's see what is nuclear fusion. For fusion, we take hydrogen as it is one of the most abundant element in the universe. So let's see, there's a whole cloud of hydrogen coming close, and as it comes close, the temperature rises due to the increase in density. So let's take two hydrogen atoms, and when we open them up, we can see one proton and one electron. Now positive doesn't get closed due to the electromagnetic field force, and this is what causes repulsion. And now when the temperature is rising, that electromagnetic field force breaks up, and we also have to ignore electron, and the strong nuclear force is in action. So now what happens is there is two collision of the two protons or the two hydrogen nuclei. So what happens is when these two collide, they form one proton and one electron. So the mass before the collision was greater than the mass after the collision. So this difference in mass releases a ton of energy due to the famous formula E equals mc squared. So this is what is nuclear fusion. So Lockheed Martin is also working with the company known as Skunk Works to provide nuclear fusion for the world within a decade, which is quite awesome if it will work out. Another one is tokamak reactor, which I discussed earlier in the introduction video, which also is doing nuclear fusion in its own technical way. So basically, so even after all this, Tony Stark's creation is a piece of magic, a piece of marvel. Even after all this, the Tony Stark suit is made of something like cells, like human body is made of cells. The whole suit is made of some million discrete units, each performing its own task like a cell. And that is the reason why even after the Tony Stark's Iron Man's armor is badly injured, it can still have a lot of energy because all the million units are deriving energy on their own, which is quite cool and can be compressed into a microscopic unit or in a microscopic scale if it is required for portability. So making something like Iron Man is quite big task, but if we try, and I think till 2050 we would be trying to achieve something like Iron Man soon enough, and jetpacks and arc reactor technology, as I discussed now, are still in development. So thanks for watching the Crazy Ones video, and subscribe, like and comment to the Crazy Ones. And as always, thanks for watching. I said it again so that you subscribe. Hello, shooting's over. Guys, where are you guys? Crazy Ones.